It's your boy King bringing you some more content. You know, I had a nice and lovely time sitting with the family of Clarence White. And, you know, he's the CEO of a business, and I want him to explain what it is. And without a further ado, here we go.
What's going on? My name is Clarence White. I'm CEO of Entrepreneur Network Coalition, which is a business network company. It's pretty much directed towards minorities, especially blacks, individuals looking to start a business or, you know, existing businesses that, you know, need a little push, a little help, you know. So this is one of the reasons why I created such nonprofit organization, because I feel that in the black community, we need something to the extent of extending a hand to black people who's trying to become business owners.
Right.
And I'm also business owner of Pro Mobiles Cuts, which is a mobile barbershop. So it's a few things that I have going at this particular time.
Oh, that's what's up. You know, about your mobile barbershop. Now, I don't get my hair cut because, of course, I got dreads. Yeah. But how is it going for you? Like, how is it for you?
Well, actually, you know, I just, you know, started. So it's a startup right now. And I just felt, you know, a compelled need, because I've been in the barbershop industry for a while. So I wanted to do something a little different. So I said, well, you know, let me try this mobile barber thing and see, you know, how that turned out. Right.
So now with the mobile barber, like y'all have the trucks or you have a truck, or do you do it like out your vehicle? Because I know it's so hard with this economic bullcrap that's going on. I don't expect nobody to have no big fleet of vehicles and nothing like that. No. But how do you get around, and how do people get in touch with you with that?
Well, we have 2 vehicles at this particular time. So, you know, we're looking to expand. So this is pretty much a trial stage and see where it goes.
Right.
But it's like we have a web. People can contact us through our website, which is mobilecuts.business.site, or you can also check us out on our Facebook page. We have an ad on Craigslist, so it's easy to reach us.
Right. You know, with all this nonsense happening with, you know, this community, our communities that are activated with this activism. And, you know, we got our mayor who loves to be controversial. I mean, let's just get that out the way. Like, he loves to be the guy everybody's pointing at when they have questions. And I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, but I remember them, you know, even his office even getting raided, you know, for whatever reason that was about. And the statement he made, you know, recently about the older guy that got assaulted by the police and that bust his head open, and the statement he made about that was really, really ignorant. But I want you to explain the statement, and you don't have to do it verbatim, but just, you know, the best way you understand it, and just how did you feel about that?
Well, honestly, you know, all this that's going on, especially with, you know, the protesting and the police brutality. I'm not saying this because, you know, I'm black and he's a black man, and I feel like because he's black and I'm black that we should band together.
Right.
But I feel that if he been through what I've been through, or a lot of other black people, he should be able to relate to what is going on right now and what we and how we feel.
Right.
And I just feel like he's not protecting the black community.
Right.
He's not protecting our ancestors, such as, you know, our freedom fighters. He's not protecting what they did to get us where we are.
Right.
And we're not fully through the storm yet.
No, that's
and
a fact.
I just feel like with him, it's like, okay, let's not go back and dwell on, the past, because it's not just the past today.
Right.
It is still happening.
Right.
And I'm not such a big fan of the mayor here. I'm originally from Virginia. And I just feel like him as a mayor, he can do better, especially in the black communities.
Right.
Because the east side of Buffalo, it is run down. It seemed like no one care about the condition of the east side community.
Right, especially the streets.
Exactly, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
Right.
If you look, it is a really run down section of Buffalo.
Right.
And I feel if he are looking to make Buffalo a better city
Right.
for people, he has to first start with the east side, because the east side is the worst. And as long as the east side of Buffalo is in the condition that it's in, it's going to affect the whole entire city of Buffalo.
Right.
So I feel like he's targeting the more predominant white areas, or the areas of Buffalo where he feel that it would help his reelection,
Right.
or it would help him.
So it's political, and
I think it's more a political
without less morals, more political.
Yes.
And you know what? I agree. And it's sad because, we want to see our black men and black women in power strive. But it's hard to see someone strive when they're looking down upon you. And that's the sad part. When we look in our city, it's like, I got a little motorbike, so when I'm riding, I'm minding my business, but I get these looks. I gotta, chain my bike up with 2 bikes because somebody might jump on it and roll off with it. And I shouldn't feel that way, but everybody's feeling that way when it comes to how the economics is in this city. Like, we literally have people that are struggling so bad. Like, imagine, you being a parent of 8 children or something like that, and they're giving you $200 in food stamps when you can't even work. Because you're the only person in the house, and you can't leave the kids in the house. So they leave you with a struggle, they'll leave you with the struggle with keeping you away from, the household. They won't help you if you got somebody in the household with you, another adult. And all of that could be changed by our people in power, but they're so busy worried about their reelection that it doesn't matter what we go through. Like,
Exactly.
How am you ride a bicycle, a regular bicycle. These roads are so bad that a regular bicycle can be dangerous to ride on these streets because of the potholes and the big cracks and stuff like that. Abandoned houses being moved, occupied by people that and the landlords is being slumlords. We got houses being torn down and none being rebuilt. So it's almost like the New York Central Park situation all over again. You take all the black people, you remove them from a situation, and you change that scenery into something else that y'all deem likable. That being said, it's almost like when we look for our people to lead us, they kind of slay away. When we look for their leadership, they're looking for, the white man to pat them on the back, good job of what they decide to do. And so now we got mayors that are, anti-black. You know what I'm saying? They're black, but they're anti-black mayors. We got mayors that they may not say nothing racial. They may not show that they hate they have self-hate, but their policies reflect self-hate, Like, our community gets allocated, if I'm not mistaken, it's around $200,000 to $300,000 a quarter for each section of our city. Every section has its district. So Well, each district, the money is being allocated, but most of the districts, the money is not even being used. Then you got these new buildings coming. You got these new grassroots, and I put the quotations, grassroots, places that come around and say, we're here for the community. But when you call these people, they never have anything. Like Catholic Charities is for one. They never have anything. And if they do, they decide who to give it to, because there's a lot of people that says, well, every time I call, they say they're out of money. They don't have this, they don't have that. But how are they running? How are they up and running and people are getting paychecks if there is no money flowing in that Catholic Charities? So Catholic Charities is a big organization.
Most definitely.
So when you hear somebody say, oh, we ain't got no money, you be like, well, how? I know there's a Catholic Charities, and I know that most of the establishment has a Catholic background. You get what I'm saying? And most of and then we have the Pope, which is the Catholic leader. So it's like we got all these structures y'all got before this one little small building that's in this city. So how y'all don't have any money? And I know people pay donations and things like that for them to work. And that's the thing that's the problem we have in this city, is that we don't have enough people like us to make sure that people like us is okay. Exactly. So with that being said, I definitely want to ask you about your not-for-profit though. I want to know, let the people know, what it is, and just what do you plan to do with that not-for-profit?
Well, Entrepreneur Network Coalition, when I first moved to Buffalo, I saw the condition and I'm like, this city has potential, but it just seemed like it is missing something. And I really didn't know at that particular time what it was missing until I started to interact with people from the city.
Right.
And a lot of them, they voiced their concern and I listened and, entering some of these small businesses like the corner stores and, other, some businesses owned by,
right.
Business owners. So I look and I say, I know what's missing. The city of Buffalo don't have enough black business owners. There's not enough black businesses in Buffalo.
Right.
And to me, that posed a serious problem.
Right.
Because in this day and time, economics is everything.
That's a fact.
Like they say, it takes finances to uplift a nation.
Right.
And without finances, you are nothing. No one cares about you. No one don't care what goes on in your community.
Right.
They don't even want you around. So,
but they want your culture though.
Excuse me?
They want your culture though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So I saw that and I was like, my thing is I want to motivate minorities.
Right.
To want to become business owners, to want to take back what's rightfully theirs.
That's a fact.
And I always say, we have a lot of Arabs that pretty much, have these corner stores locked down.
Yeah, pretty much.
And to me, I say I'm not knocking their hustle.
Right.
But I just feel like we are one of their biggest supporters. The biggest supporters.
Hair.
They
nails.
don't, these Arabs,
everything.
they don't look out for us. They don't give back to the community
at all
that supports them.
Right.
And I feel like they play on our intelligence. What they do is they will allow us to hang out in front of their store.
Right.
They will allow us to go inside of their store underage and purchase cigarettes and other things that is illegal.
That's a fact.
So how, as a black store owner, going to compete against these people who break the law when we say that we're trying to abide by the law and do what's right?
Right.
We get stepped on by these people
Right.
who allow our kids in the community to go purchase cigarettes, to go purchase alcohol.
Right.
We can't compete against that.
There's no way.
To me, I feel like the people at City Hall downtown, they don't worry about them.
Right.
It's like they're bought. But as soon as one of us build a business, we scrutinize.
Right.
They want to know what is going on.
That's a fact.
You know, they come and they want to inspect. They want to make sure that we're following the laws.
Right. Random inspection.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're not overlooked.
Pop. You know what? While you saying that, I want to explain. I want to tell a story real quick about that particular moment where I went to the corner store, right, the one on Sears, right here, and as I'm walking up, I see a car full of white people pull up, but they pull up like a half a block away from the store, and they sent out this young guy, and they sent him out, and he walked right behind me and asked for cigarettes, and the store man was like, well, you got to show some ID. He walked off, and as he got to the car, he said, no, they good, they ain't selling them, they ain't selling me none, they all right, and pulled off. So I'm like, wait a minute. Why? You know, if you know, okay, if you know that it's against the law to do these things, why do you send people out there to get people to do these things? Like, our government don't solve crime. They create crime.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you and I, we could be all right. We could be chilling. But the moment me and you do something, like let's say for instance we decide to build a bike and we make sure it's street legal, but they see that it's too many of us doing it, they're gonna change the law. You know what I'm saying? To make us uncomfortable. We can't be comfortable in our own hood. No. Like corner stores, for example, a lot of them sell past dated food or re-post dated food.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you'll find boxes of chicken that been there for months. They still selling them, top dollar prices. A lot of them sell past dated food, excuse me, and pre-post dated food. And that's why we need more black businesses, because we don't have, these stores are not equipping themselves with the adequate resources that we need to actually feed our family without being sick. You know, like you'll get like I put a can of food, can of vegetables. I'm a vegan, so I don't eat meat. So I get a can of vegetables from them, and the can of vegetables is 2 years past dated. You know, so you kind of figure like, well, where was this hiding? You know, where was this can at? Another example, like when we look for resources to help us when we have nothing, we go to the pantry. You know, the pantry literally has food that's 2 or 3 years old. You know, canned goods, when the pandemic hit, canned goods came out of nowhere. And it was past dated jelly, 2 years old. You know, jelly is supposed to be like wine. It's supposed to be you know what I'm saying, at least an aging point to it. But you get it to the point where you give someone something that's extra spoiled, and then you say, hey, we're feeding the community. But you're not feeding the community, you're poisoning them. Because anybody knows that anything past date, whether it don't smell bad or not, it's the molecular structure that gets you sick. It's what's inside that your body can't process or will process because it becomes fungi or things like that. So when we say helping the community, that's what we want to see, you know. And our mayor literally doesn't see that. You know, some of these organizations doesn't see that. And it's really good to see black people try to do their best to counter what we've been going through. Like police brutality is nothing new in the black community. And I know it's a lot of, white people out there that says, well, I don't see it. I've seen it with my personal self. One time I used to live in Seneca Street, and that we all know that's not where we black people supposed to be living. Now we know that, but back then we didn't. So, we were naive. We had little white friends, we was running around, going to the fields, having fun. Next thing you know, one day we get shot with BB guns, with the white boys. So we get upset and we like running from them because they're shooting us with the BB guns, right? And we run on the side of the sidewalk and some guy tried to run us over with his car. So we call the police. So the police come, and my mom always told me to be respectful to adults. So I was chewing gum. So I said, okay, let me spit the gum out and talk to this officer. So I said, excuse me, officer. And I'm like 13. So I said, excuse me, officer. And I spit the gum out. And when I turned around, he punched me in my mouth and told me never to spit in front of him again. And that is me being a young man. I know growing up, this city has always had a policy where it seems like a policy because it's like whenever you're a black man, by the time you're 13, they have to have ran your name already. Like it's like almost like a system. Like they have to make contact with you before you become an adult. And then you always see these police officers like, my son never got in any trouble, none of that. And we walk in, and because he's tall, police pull right up on him. Let me see your ID. So I had to intervene. Why? He tells me to mind my effing business. Great police work, right? So it's like when we deal with the bad policing and the bad things that's going on in this city, we need organizations that's going to hold us down. And it's really good to see black people like you, your family, everybody's together, everybody's one. It doesn't matter if the kids get off the rocker, because that's what you want them to do, because they're using their imagination to be who they are. Yeah, sometimes they gotta sit down, because I got 6 of them. I understand that little knocking on the head king thing is a little annoying, but when you think about the kids that are drugged up, you think about the kids that are on Ritalin, you think about the kids that are medicated constantly because their parents don't want to deal with them. Y'all have gold with y'all because y'all kids have the ability to develop with family that's developing their neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great, great thing. And I do want you to give the audience basically a brief description, show them the cards that you have, just show them the paperwork, and just let them know where to love at and how they can reach you.
Well, Entrepreneur Network Coalition, like I said before, it's a business network organization to help, minorities who need that umbrella, who need someone to represent them. Because the truth be told, a lot of times you have people, they want to start a business, but the problem is they don't know where to begin.
Right.
And it becomes fearful.
Scary. Definitely.
So with Entrepreneur Network Coalition, we are there to help with that fear, to help them to get started on the right foot, to push, to motivate, to educate, I encourage anyone who want to be a business owner to get started. And if you need that push, that's what we're here for, Entrepreneur Network Coalition.
Right.
We're here to push you. We're here to motivate you. We're here to encourage you, to educate you. So it's very important for us black people. And I'm speaking for the black people because I'm not a racist by far.
Right.
But I just feel like we are in a worse shape than any other race on this planet. And to me, it is sad. So I'm going to do whatever I can to help my community, to help people who need the help.
Right.
So to reach Entrepreneur Network Coalition, you can email me at Entrepreneur Network Coalition at gmail.com.
Okay.
You can also call at 716-427-8100. We're here to assist, to help. If you have any questions, I'm free to assist you. So
right. So that's definitely things that we need to hear. And and before we wrap this up, I wanted to congratulate you on your process, because a lot of people are not even close, or they don't even know how to reach that process. And with that being said, you guys can definitely reach him up. You can holler at him, and I'll definitely have all his information, all in the links and the downloads in the comment section. And you guys stay tuned for the next interview, and make sure you give this young gentleman a holler, and everybody stay safe. So with that being said, man, make sure y'all give this young gentleman a shout out. Show his family some love. He has wonderful children, a wonderful wife, and he's a good man. He definitely wants to help the community. Make sure y'all get your haircuts too, because I know y'all want to be that flex and that fly. So y'all be safe and stay peaced out. Peace.